What's up, fellow gamers? Welcome back to Let's Play Cybernet's Flashpoint. We've got ourselves a solo hack mission with our hacker running it. We're going to have a little bit of downtime where we handle Safehouse management and healing, and then we're going to run a raid on one of the only remaining maps we can play in the early game. Of course, if we can't get it, we can run for the exit, and it's fine. Ultimately, solo CPU spike missions give you 4 turns to complete the objective. If you are thrust into higher difficulties and you get a yellow, orange, red, or ultra matrix host, sorry, it's got to be orange, an orange, red, or ultra matrix host, you will get extra turns for it, and you'll get 5, 6, or 7 turns to complete the hack. Ultimately, we're getting paid around 68k, I think, for the base mission, plus whatever possible loot we can get on top. The SimStream Trainer does not do anything if you're doing a solo Matrix mission, so these only ever give XP and hype to your hacker. They don't give anything else anywhere else. Might as well load Hard Shell and Overclock. We have a green AI, so that's going to be relatively chill, not too bad. 60 tally is going to be pretty reasonable. I did grab leverage here, so we've got 3 turns of extra IO and action points. We've also got, when it's time to actually try to hit the CPU, because that's the actual objective, we can get some bonus damage. Also worth noting that our implant is in, so we have a ton of extra IO here, which is quite nice. Which means if I don't care about the AP cost, I can pretty cleanly just churn through a ton of programs every turn. I still don't have enough active memory to hold the attack program on top. I'll need a level 3 cyberdeck to do so, but that's not going to be too bad. We did, in fact, unlock that recently. We got, between last recording and now, because I fast-forward base management between recordings, our Wire Ghost contact hit a limit break, and the only option he had was upgraded his cyberdeck, so I can buy a better cyberdeck really soon. Gotta kill all this stuff to keep moving forward here. Okay, double active ice, sure. Damage to connection is not going to matter ever, so we'll go tally first. Minus 11 health is fine. That's not enough to trigger... Okay, that's not enough to trigger concerns around stress here, so that's going to be fine. Anyway, because we scanned and this wasn't revealed, this must be the CPU. So walk down here. Before I forget, let's see if anything happens when I use the leverage. It shouldn't, but I don't know that for sure. Looks like it's fine. I lose 5 connection health. I don't really care. Null op 1 gets most of them. Null op 2 kills them all. Scan. Scan. We don't quite hit escalation. Spike the CPU. That is mission complete. So there's that part done. There must be a trap via what this layout looks like. So have to be a little cautious around this, but it should be fine. Drop the connection damager. Scan for the trap. The scan is when you exit the node. Okay, fine. Drop that. Spend 5 AP getting this. Nice that we get a legendary account. That's pretty sweet. So this is turn 1. There should be one of these two. We'll have accounts on it as well. Maybe both. I'm not sure. But turn 1 looking pretty solid. Gotta say, having a ton of extra IO is helpful. Take the download. Drop that. I don't want to get located somewhere else. I don't want to get stuck in a weird spot, so just do it that way. 1 tally per turn, says I should load this program now. Damage to connection, and then connection use. We're going to have a trap here somewhere, so let's go ahead and walk over and scan. Here's our trap. When you download, let's scan a second time, make sure nothing else is scary. Nothing else is scary. Okay, well, double download, of course, goes this way. Again, the spacing says there must be a trap between these two, otherwise they're always contiguous, right? Like you can see, passive ice always starts on the right, active ice always starts on the left, but you'll notice that the passive ice starts like top right, right? Like, or rather I should say, this bottom left square, right? Like if this is position 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Position 2 and 4 are almost, or 2 and 3 are almost always filled, right? And then it goes out, and it would go out if it could. So the fact that this is empty means there must be a trap there, because position 3 isn't filled, but position 4 is. And it seems like, as we can kind of see here, traps always preempt passive ice. So you can tell by looking at it from, you know, the pixels and the way that it is, that traps seem to only ever be on the right-hand side, and active ice tends to be on the left-hand side. You can have 3 active ice, from what I recall. I believe I've seen that before, but regardless, we need some of everything to get through all this stuff. And this is all downloaded out, disabled, disabled. So go here. Damage to connection, not terribly important, but it's there. And then when you exit the node or prevent download access, okay, well, I'm not going to exit the node, but I will lock this one, take my downloads, and cool, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 downloads. I didn't even read what the blueprints were. I don't care. It's money. I'm just taking them no matter what. But regardless, it feels decent. Yeah, what else to say? I guess it's worth noting that these things with the orbiting spheres appear to have 3 ice in them, and the ones without only have 2. I'm going to try to pay attention long term and see if this actually holds up or if I'm silly, but that appears to be true. That basically CPU nodes, SPU nodes, and upgraded vaults type things have 3 at, green, and then regular ones and non-upgraded ones have 2, right? These literally all have 2, right? And then this was 3, this was 3, this was 3. So there is pretty strong, like, non-randomness. Anyway, this doesn't have to be disabled. I can simply disconnect. And hey, took 2 turns, not bad. We obviously didn't really need all of the, what's it called? Didn't need all of the, hacking leverage, but at least we won. We got what we wanted. Alrighty, so pretty quick, right? Pretty successful. We get a little bit of money. Not a ton, but it's something. It's going to pay for the doctor's bills. We got a legendary and a rare account. We got 3... I guess we got 4 item mods, which is kind of nice. We could only sell 2 of them. No one buys level 4 blueprints yet, so until we get a limit break on somebody to buy level 4 stuff, these are unfortunately stuck in my inventory. And they're worth like 10k each, so unfortunately we can't get more than that. But Potato, again, we got his limit break first. So this 10 influence does not go to waste, which is nice. Trust goes up, which means his pay goes up by 1%. Additive. I have noted that negative trust also matters here, by the way. Negative trust does affect the fact that, like, B Tuna is going to have a mission for me, and his trust is still negative 10, and I'm going to get 10% less money from that mission. Power level doesn't do anything yet. I think it will at some point. Actually, worth noting, no, it's not how much power level I'm getting, because it's not how much it would give me normally. But he gained 0.25, which is cool. It does seem, by the way, that yeah, we can. I mean, I don't remember his old number, so like it's not going to really matter here. But his power level is 2.3. Great. His trust up to 27. Wonderful stuff. But yeah, we have Cyberdex level 3 now, which is good. He also has Collector 2, which is of incredibly low value, but at least these are going to go up, and that'll be nice. Okay. Power level is non-random in what it provides. What's interesting is, from I have seen so far, from the very little I've looked at the post-mission debriefing screens and comparing the numbers to what I know to be true, it seems that contacts gain as much power level as you would gain if it were a story mission. So this will be kind of random, but this was a procedurally generated mission, which means the XP gain was a bit lower and the power level gain is a little bit lower than what it would be for being a story mission. What's interesting is what the debriefing said here was that Potato gained 0.25 PL from the mission. That is what a story mission would give us at power level 2. It would give us exactly 0.25. It is completely non-random. It doesn't matter what type of mission it is. This is what it gives you. But of course, for me, right, proc gen missions give 60% as much PL and XP as story missions would. Just a random thing. Doesn't really matter. But it's worth noting that, like, XP and power level are somewhat in lockstep. Not entirely, because not all missions give the same amount of XP. For example, hacking missions give less XP, whereas battle strikes give a lot more, right? This was also power level 2, by the way. And then, like, okay, this was a story mission, and it was power level, actually, functionally, power level 1, because we got it after Haven Smokeout. This was a power level 1 proc gen. Same with that one, right? So anyway, random thing there. Okay, so what we plan on doing is advancing some time forward. We've got this proc gen legwork here for our hover contact. We've got a story legwork here for Origami Joe to try to get him access to new guns. And we've got another proc gen legwork that I had accepted off camera for our moneylender Mongrel. And so we've got 3 things due. It's worth noting that there's actually only 2 maps available to me. So this game has repeat map protection and a mechanic that limits certain maps to certain power levels, so that you don't have to play really large or difficult or sprawling maps when you're on a relatively new run, or you're ostensibly new to the game, because most everyone starts from 0, and some people play for a long time. So and only some people restart a lot, like I do. So this is one of the only 2 maps available, and then this mission here literally only has 1 map available, because maps, not only are they based on power level, they're based on mission type, right? Not all maps have all mission types, for example, and they're based on faction opponent. Not all factions can be on each map. And so this is a kill 3 captains that I believe is against a Corpo faction, which means 2 of the maps that this could have been on aren't eligible because Corpos can't spawn on those maps. But there's a sewer map and a like blasted ruins map that Warner Braun can't spawn on. So this will always be the same map as the very first thing we ran, which was Forward Op. It'll be on the rec site map, which is fine. It's actually a relatively lucrative map, but it's worth noting. Anyway, we completed our first mission. We got some money, which means we can send our Cyberknight to the doctor. I can save 1k and come out 12 hours earlier. I don't think there's a reason to do that, so I'm just going to drop 24k and put her in there for about 6 days. This, of course, is going to be done before this is due, but it's also going to be done after this is offered to me. So there's no way to run this mission without having this mission get offered to me. Worth noting, by the way, that I did some save and reloading to check this. This was basically the worst option I could have gotten. 11 kills is not easy to get. This map doesn't have 11 guards baseline. And 28k is nice, don't get me wrong, but like there are way better options out here. If we wanted him to, for example, buy high-level item blueprints, we could like save and load until we get 30% influence or something like that. Obviously not going to happen here, but worth noting. Other things of note is, do we have any influence limit breaks coming up? Dr. Ash does, and then Diego's right behind her. She's of course been there first. Worth noting, I actually know what these limit breaks are because again I was doing some save and reloads. So just like of note, limit breaks are essentially non-random. The slot that you are in basically is the RNG seed for what your influence rolls can be, and it's always going to be the exact same 3. And I've actually noticed that as well with like if my very first limit break of the entire game is, I forget who, but like I remember having an interaction where it's like Octane is like the very first limit break of the game every time, and it's like Syndicate merch is always the thing on offer, not anything else you could be, which is like, you know, it's never power hungry, it's never 25% more for 7 days or something. It's always that. So there's a lot of sort of, it's random but we can't control it essentially. Anyway, my Cyberknight is getting healed, which means that we're going to be basically waiting until she's free. Keep in mind that I don't even have enough people to run. I'm going to buy this no matter what, right? I always want the Matrix Snoop because I will do optional hacking. It is a yellow host, which is, you know, chill. We'll drop our 10k here. And we only have 2 mercs free right now, right? We only have 2 mercs because our Cyberknight is getting healed. And everyone else is busy with legwork. So we're going to chill, right? We're going to wait till things are ready. I don't have a lot of money. So one consideration is, can I set up for the next thing I want to do? So for example, I can look at file sets. Nope, those aren't in anything special here. I don't have any single-use files. I could try to look for something I could sell here, such as this Blade Ion Battery, and make 3k. I can sell this First Aid Kit, which is nice for 2k. It's not great, but it's something at least. I'm going to sell this Ion Battery because I'm not going to use it. We'll sell it to Joe. It doesn't really matter, but we made a little bit of money. Okay, wonderful. Also worth noting, by the way, that I actually failed an RNG check as well. I was, again, doing a bunch of checking on the maps. The odds are like 80% that I would have been offered a new mercenary by now. Once I finished upgrading the barrack, you can see I'm 7 out of 8. When I did save loads, it was literally, I tried it 10 times, and 8 out of the 10 times I was offered the other early game mercenary. So it's a coin flip whether you get the a soldier or a vanguard, and then as soon as you upgrade your barracks, it's like very, very likely within a couple of days that you're offered the other one. And again, it's about 80% from my sample size of 10, and it is not offered if you don't upgrade your barracks. It was like, it never happened in 10 trials, and it happened 8 out of 10 when I did upgrade, so I'm like, I'm pretty confident the chances of this happening, like the p-value is really low. You know, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a settled case. And so I got the, 20% or, 23% or whatever to not get the merc on offer here, but I do want one because we can make her good at leverage, good at legwork, I should say. Okay, anyway, as it stands, we are in between missions, and we will let time tick forward, right? Because I need to get my team healthy and happy. We'll do training when it's time for the mission itself. We'll wait a little bit right now. So time ticks forward. Underworld Hub 2 is done. And because I have 1, 2, 3 legworks in flight, Let's use a token. Let's boost it by 20%. Worth noting, by the way, that with Underworld Hub 2, I could get a new Merc. I don't want to, because I want to boost legwork, but worth noting that if I wanted to increase my my roster size, I could do that. I don't find much of a need for having several extra mercs. That said, though, right, Underworld Hub 2, relatively cheap, right? I'm only PL2 and I've got that already. So if I wanted to build a larger roster, invest in upgrading the barracks further, like, this isn't terribly expensive, 100k isn't bad, but this comes at the cost of other things, right? Like, this token comes at the cost of not doing legwork. Upgrading this barracks comes at the direct cost of digging this out and building a SimStream trainer, digging this out and getting a SimStream detox, and then, okay, at 4 times the price, digging this out and getting a nanofab in, right? Which are all very useful things that I want for sure, right? I would also have to upgrade my nano scrubber to actually have enough scrubbing to afford those things, but still, right? Long term, those are really valuable things and things that I want. Hacking Station 2, reasonably useful. You can see that on this this raid mission, right? If I had the tokens, I could do a partial reveal of the host, which would be nice. I could get the damage, which I've seen before. If I'm power level 3 here, there's not even any like token 2 stuff. But if I get to Matrix Host, not Matrix Host, Hacking Station level 3, I can do the entire map for 2 tokens, which isn't that bad. Considering if I upgrade it once, I go to 8 days, eventually it goes to 6. I have notes somewhere else for when that actually is, but I don't really care right now. But anyway, yeah, for 35k, I can't dig these out. They cost 50. I could sell a couple of accounts here. Ultimately, selling this potato is kind of free real estate. I could sell it to Mongrel instead, but why? There's not a reason to really do that. Here you go. Give me some money. Can sell this to somebody. I guess Mongrel give me 10k. I'm at 49. If I could get $1, I could start digging this out, which honestly is worth it. But I'm questioning if it's worth it to dig this out or go Hacking Station 2. I think digging it out is better. Ultimately, it doesn't matter a ton, but this is a 10-day timer, so yeah. I guess we'll look for a file that is a file or a blueprint that's reasonably sellable. Unfortunately, see, these are like all a little bit awkward, because even if I wanted to sell this, I'm waiting for Diego to limit break, and Joe might be getting a bunch of influence from completing this legwork, and so I don't want to overcap in case it actually would. So I think I'm just going to sell an individual file here. And I don't know if I have any duplicates at all, actually. I have 2 personnel file 2s. Sure, I'll sell personnel file 2 here so that I can dig out a room. Okay, that's probably okay, I guess. Does it care? Does it matter which one I go for? No, it literally doesn't, but this is more for aesthetics. What am I going to build second? Trainer or detox? Probably trainer, actually. Do I care? No. Whatever, just dig one out. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. These are identical in actual gameplay patterns, in gameplay, like, ramifications here. Alright, so we can finally move forward. I know I spent, like, literally 10 minutes without going forward on time at all. Let's go. So we get our hype limit break for a hacker. Nice. Plus calm is unfortunately not great. Ignore 1 recoil. Well, 1 more recoil is kind of nice. Stress Rest, to be fair, actually is good. Hackers, once you start hitting orange hosts, stress is unavoidable while hacking. And so actually having a good amount of will and having a good amount of stress resist is actually quite important, because you will just start taking stress and you literally cannot avoid it. So max out calm is actually reasonable here. Loyalty is also not bad. Once you get to loyalty 60, and then again at 70 and then 90, I believe the other breakpoints. Yeah, 60 opens up new options, which is cool. But specifically 60, 70, and 90, when you hit the height limit break, you'll reset to a higher number. And so, like, getting loyalty upgrades early allows you to get more hype upgrades down the line. And so if your other things aren't very useful, like deleting 30 stress, clearly useless, right? Calm, not trash by any means, don't get me wrong. But I kind of want to try the loyalty high roll road, because I'd much rather have plus tech and plus in his other, like, hacker things, because this guy can get, you know, Digital Rush 3 and get 10 Matrix AP, which is really good. So yeah, I'm going to go in that direction. Right, so we're going to keep time ticking forward. Before this is due, I've got to make sure I use my other token. going to stop here. Let's see, I can go a little bit farther forward. Okay, I'm going to stop here. In case this thing jumps ahead, I'll be really sad about it. We've got a bodyguard mission offer from Octane. That's nice. Now, it's worth noting that at power level 2, we gain 0.15 power level per procedurally generated mission. So this is 0.15, this is 0.15, and that's all I've actually got on offer right now. So I've got to run this as well for 0.15, and that will still not get me to power level 3. So it doesn't really matter what I do. I should grab this, basically. Actually, here, I'm going to do some real quick math. So 2.48 plus 2, this times 1.25. Okay, so I'm already at a spot where I'm getting power level 6 missions anyway. I just hit the breakpoint, so this is already at 5. But the next mission I grab will be PL6, because that's what my difficulty settings say, right? Add 2, then multiply by 1.25, and map power level is rounded. So right now, by being 2.48, I'm hitting scaled power level of 5.6, which means I am now hitting high level enemies. And until I get to about, like, power level 3.2 something, 3.25 roughly, I won't get to power level 7. And that means that there's no rush to grab this to like sneak it in before enemies scale up harder. There's something like that that's going to happen. But I also need to finish 4 whole missions, or 2 missions plus a story mission, basically. Story missions are going to give 0.25 here. So if I'm offered a story mission, which to be fair, this is a story mission. So if I run this plus, you know, this mission plus this mission, I'll get PL3, and I can then run this mission with more pay. The jump from power level 2 to power level 3 is a little bit more than 50%. It goes from 225k base pay to 350 base pay. That's pretty good. So I want to delay this until I've run this and this and that. So I'm going to have to like front load my stuff a little bit here. Anyway, random safety save, just because I like my random safety saves. But let's go ahead and get this mission in front of us. Need to talk to you. I've got a family problem. You got to help me. His sister, Clementine. She's sent to die for Chemco salvage. They don't let you quit. Gotta take care of this or she's dead. Needs your help. And then, like, he could say, like, he can fill in more information, right? He's like, yeah, going on one of those barges is a death sentence. No one ever comes home. You're going on the barge just to get life insurance. Yeesh. Cheaper than robots. Yikes, wow. I will say I generally enjoy the writing of this game. I enjoy the scenarios they craft. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the price to save my mother. Absolutely not. Really talented. Has she asked for help? Once it takes off, there's no coming back. What did you do? Tried to boost her? Now she's in a prison inside the training facility. Alright, so... You don't have to say no. You can be rude. I don't want to be rude. So I always, you know, I have a soft spot. I'm like, what you know, pick the non-rude option. What would she do with a shot at Freedom? Sign with us? And of course, because Centaur here has a trait where she likes code. She was the one who started the, walked up to the elevator in Mission 1. And so she has a trait that says, hey, she has respects and likes him. Code's always had our back. We got to get his. Also, she happens to have the trait where she knows what it's like to lose a sibling. That's really interesting that they actually wrote this in. She specifically has a trait that says she's got a missing sibling. It's also possible that she would have subbed in and said this if she wasn't the one doing this, and they would have like subbed in more of your mercenaries who have traits that tag in for dialogue. We can consider options. We can delay. We can go for it now. The timeline is tight, but I'm pretty sure we can go. Unless we're really screwed and it's due in 7 hours, which shouldn't be the case. It should be fine. So we can see here recruit record in the roster, and we can do sibling breakout. Yeah, sibling breakout isn't due for 9 and change days. That's chill. We're going to be fine here. We can see her traits. Hello, Clementine. She's twitchy, so she gets +1 reaction, +1 initiative, and has a constant 1 recoil penalty. But, I mean, honestly, +1 recoil is fine. That's very handleable. +1 reaction, +1 initiative is actually quite nice. Hey, when you hack devices and you turn them off from the Matrix, +1 turn. Goes from 5 turns to 6. Not bad. I assume if you upgrade it, it goes higher. Cool stuff. And it just generally has a really good stat profile. Right, 5 tech, 2 reaction, 2 will. Yeah, she has 9, attributes in really good attributes for being a hacker. Like, these are great. And even, +1 reaction here is awesome. Like, technically, she's actually better than Dade here. His normal name is Dade. I re-rolled it. But it's like, oh, 4 tech, 2 will, 1 reaction. 5 tech, 2 will, 2 reaction. Okay, he gets, 7 AP, but, like, yeah, just, looks good overall. Ultimately, very reasonable. Very much worth hiring. Comes in at level 4, which is, pretty good as well, actually. So that's pretty happy. She'd be kind of ready to go out of the box, which is good. Of course, doesn't have all the implants, so it'll cost us some money to get her up and running, but powerful, they're all the same. Anyway, we're going to run that when everyone's actually free. Obviously, a bunch of our team is still busy right now. This is going to be due in 9 hours. Let's go ahead and burn the token. So 79%, 100%, and 94%. Looking pretty good overall. Yeah, let's hope we get lucky here, right? I'm not going to save scum it. If we lose, we lose. All right, good. 2 favors and 20 influence. Wonderful. I'm going to save just in case there's, like, somehow we can roll this and it's going to be special. Again, I don't think it's possible. Again, still have to wait for the wound recovery to be done. I do want this legwork done as well, so I'm going to have to, like, kind of spend a little bit of time moving things forward, but that's going to be okay. Okay, so we have 8k still. Nothing else really in our name. Worth noting that we look for influence. It was Boxer. He's up to 50%. That's cool. If we level him up, he might buy higher level armor blueprints, which we haven't dropped yet, but could be nice. We can also make him buy more for blueprints, which will actually be a really nice sort of self-fulfilling loop there. Anyway, let's go be offered a kill 3 captain's mission. Oh, we got Dr. Ash's limit break. Yeah, so here's Steady Hand. So it does mean that... Wait, hang on. The medical time and surgery time are going up? Hang on. Okay, this is a positive. This seems weird. All right. Alright, so not sure if it's actually this way or not. I could trade a favor to get more options, but ultimately, whatever, we'll take the trade upgrade because, sure. Even though it might be a negative, I don't really care. Okay, so for actuallys, let's go ahead and get this mission offered to us. Here's blood money. Go fight some Warner Braun captains. Money for blood. Kill 3 captains job. And it's going to be exactly on Rec Site because it's the only map available. We got Sibling Breakout here due at some point. We're going to basically run all 3 of these. By running them all, we'll get power level 3. I'm not going to run them all in this episode, but these are the 3 things we're going to grab. Let's see. So as far as contacts with influence, Diego still has the limit break. And then Mongrel will be up next. Okay, that's all fine. But yeah, we need these 3 to all be done. And then once they're all done, we can run the set of missions here. So we know this is going to work. What's the report? It's good I was there. Sent 2 people. First was an assassin for sure, and the second was a walking data recorder. Don't know what the game is, but he wanted everything. But yeah, they were able to keep those people away from everything that was really important. So might be trying to take over. We'll keep an eye on both of them. Yep. And the Warner Run weaponry is evaluated the Gunrunner network. No guarantees he approves. Hopefully we'll hear soon. But he hates Herr Schweinchen. So negative relationship formed. Yep, sure. So our boy Ripley Hates Herrschweinchen. Is suspicious of Chad Rubin. Understandable. Let's let this clean up. We'll let this clean up, and then we'll be able to run our missions. Okay, good. 94% worked. That's nice. So now Mongrel, we got 2 favors with her, which is cool. And now she's jumped to the top of the pile at 90 influence. She'll actually limit break first. Again, the only really things she has is that she can buy accounts, and we can bump this to make her buy accounts for more. So leveling this up seems very reasonable. If she bought any goods, that would work, but no. Basically, she's going to be good at, you know, selling common and rare accounts too, which is fine. Do a quick neurotic save for no reason. Recover from that. Okay, great. Checking one thing real quick, which is hype levels. I'm curious if anyone's like about to hype limit break. No, nobody's at. No one's at 80 hype, so it doesn't matter. That's fine. It is time now for this mission. You don't have money to do any other room upgrades, but we can at least start planning this out, which is we've bought Matrix Snoop. We can throw our mercenaries in. Our main mercenaries, of course. The other guys don't matter. Yeah, like, I don't need to run Centaur or Sparklight. They don't matter. I'd rather run the best guys. Now, it is worth noting, by the way, that Centaur does come with an eventual story mission that she's going to have to go on. Where is she? Yeah, she will eventually spawn a story mission that she has to go on, and so getting her some XP is going to be valuable. I'm not in a rush right now, but probably getting her higher than level 2 is reasonable. Of note, level 4, 7, and 10 are what I consider the like initial sort of break points of levels where the like talent points per XP goes the best. What's nice is you can use your SimStream trainer to get to those break points, right? Like, I'm going to probably build that right here. Is I can just start running missions and say, well, you're just going to sit in the SimStream trainer, and I'll get you to 4 or get you to 7 or something, and then, you know, you'll be moderately useful in those coming missions, and, you know, that'll be okay. Also of note that I am going to want to upgrade my barracks here to make room for the hacker recruit. Having a second hacker is useful, and also to have room for the eventual second Vanguard recruit that I still want. This is another mission that's going to come with a recruit as well. And so I'm actually going to want to get my barracks up to level 4 to handle +1 hacker, +1 Scourge, +1 Vanguard. Those are all going to be on offer. I don't absolutely need to take the Scourge, but I like to. I could always say no. It doesn't really matter. But anyway. What else did I do but actually run the mission? I know we're 30 minutes in now. I spent 25 minutes since the last mission just doing base management, but it is what it is. Sorry, double checking that something else I want to do, which is probably use a field ops or a hacking token. So here's our... We have a lot more things we can do now that's level 2. Push the bed up, push the deadline back doesn't matter. Block escalation doesn't matter. 3 credit chips is okay. Disabling security device is actually pretty reasonable. It's pretty reasonable for a sibling breakout as well. Honestly, this is going to be a relatively easy mission, but I actually really care about the devices. I think devices on this map are really worthwhile because this map just has so many that you actually care kind of a lot. I think it's actually relatively important. Next token's in 5 days, by the way, and this is going to be due before then, so I'm only going to have 1 token. I don't need this for this because I already have... in both these cases, I can buy the 10,000 leverage to reveal the entire host. But here, for sibling breakout, I actually would care about... I mean, ideally it would be passive leverage, but that's not here. So I can get security nodes on one place, which I think is worthwhile. I don't know how strong the hacking is, but I think for the hacking station, I think going here seems appropriate. So I think it's going to be better than getting these. 15 AP for 5 connection health I think is less good than just getting the full reveal on security nodes that I know how to get through them. And then for the field ops center, I think I would ideally like to use passive leverage. Enemies doing less damage doesn't matter. Minus armor is okay. I think passive leverage for this sibling breakout is a two-stage mission. So a passive leverage that pops on both stages seems great. I'm going to go ahead and just buy that here. Cool. All right. And it is finally time to run this stuff. We've used our tokens. We've run our legworks. We're feeling pretty good. I can't upgrade this till I make some money. Here is a raid. We're unlikely to get 11 kills. But that's everything we could probably have looked at. Let's go get our upgrades now. Until I have my SimStream trainer, I can't do all the training that I want to do. Ultimately, I wish I had not learned this. I want to go and see what maxing steamroll does instead. So I'm going to go here. Level 8 and 9, I can grab this. At level 10, I can go double point into downer. I will probably eventually respec and be able to take this point out. Then I can go and grab radius and then do the rest of this stuff before I go into atomic stutter and rewind. Rewind is amazing. Atomic stutter is amazing. I think these are actually more powerful traits overall. But I just want to try something new, and so I'm going this way instead. When my Cyberknight gets a kill, people on the screen at all get 10% move speed and 10% damage. When I eventually go here, it's 50% move speed and damage, or 50% damage and +1 move point, which is very, very, very good. Anyway, the other people going on this mission are my Gunslinger Soldier. And so we've got your Link Watch, that's cute. We've got your Soldier Tree here. I'm going to go ahead and grab, with the level 7 Breakpoint, AoE and 2 charges of Marker Sights, which I think is very, very powerful. And allows him to make these kills even easier, as I have another evasion crit debuff. And so I'm just like absolutely stacking crit chance and hit chance. Alrighty, we are finally ready. After 30 minutes, let's go run the next mission. We are here on our own dime. Plenty of stolen loot here. Let's make some bankroll. Alrighty, so we do have right now only 5 action points. Or, 6 action points. I don't know what I said 5 for. You can see the guards are heading toward me. And by the time you get to here, you're going to see me for sure. So I need to be proactive here. So Tactical Surge. It's pretty important. There's 9 lockboxes and 2 hosts. This host controls everything. This host controls almost nothing. Getting rid of that doesn't matter at all. Getting rid of that matters some. The question I kind of have is, how long can I wait? Also, I can extract right next to here if I need to get out right away. Otherwise, into the front left, which is totally fine. We kind of generally run forward. Someone grabs this and that and then runs over. We'll have to try to manage escalations and reinforcements at some point, but for now it's okay. Of note is that these corpses are going to run out, and it's going to send guards just toward me, and it'll be kind of annoying and difficult. Can't do much about that, ultimately. I do want my Cyberknight to try to go first and get the first kill, so that steamroll pops and my team gets move speed. For now, though, I need to yield so that I can have my buffs come down. So first up, I'm going to throw JTAC kind of around here. I think that'll be reasonable. And then I'm going to have him delay down. Throw down coordinated charge. Great. He can now delay to 14 as well. You actually can't yield, right? And I guess I don't know where you're going, but it's okay. So I'll have you delay back, and then let's go try to get our first kill. So to do that, I definitely could have shot from over there, but I didn't. So instead, I'm going from here. 3 AP running forward. That seems reasonably efficient here. You're looking at me, which is kind of annoying. Sucks to suck, but it is what it is. Our pistol is thankfully silenced, and so the question is, which guy do we want to kill? I should shoot at you first, and then at you, and then at you. Try to get my stealth crits going. So if I get lucky with my 28% crit chance, then we're going to feel pretty good about it. Am I actually in JTAC? I'm not, aren't I? I put it too far forward. That's a mistake. Okay, well, I'll just shoot at you once from here, because that way I get my stealth shot, then I have to move up to do more. That was a mistake. I just wasn't thinking about where I was actually going to stand for this, so... The sad thing is actually it costs me too, because I'm right here, but I don't have it. That's really, really crappy. That's a huge mistake on my part. Because I lose a full shot because of that. What also annoys is that I'm not going to get any kills here. Because, yeah, I mean, they're not going to get one shot, which means they're not going to trigger steamroll. So I made mistakes here. Okay, that crit makes it a little bit easier. Maybe I can kill him. No, I low rolled. He has like 1 health. Actually 1 health. Well, that sucks. Because steamroll would have made the rest of this like quite a bit easier. Yeah, I've spent a lot of action points running forward, as it looks like. I just don't run as fast, so it costs me quite a bit to get through this. And I didn't check what you're doing, which is actually scary. If you're going to turn towards me on your turn, I'm in a really bad spot. I just like left myself open by not thinking about it at all. That was... Yeah, it's a significant problem, actually. I think relatively likely that I get shot here. Mistakes were made. Worth noting that I'm considering going for an Overwatch here because I don't want to get ruined. So I'm very likely to go for Overwatch and marker sites in that guy. Partially because I screwed up initiative manipulation on code, so he's kind of going at the wrong time. So I'm going to marker sites you. My chance to hit should be absolutely amazing, by the way. So I'm reducing my recoil because I have a bunch of recoil here, and I don't want to have to deal with that. Optimal range 1 is fine here, but we can see my hit chances are so good, right? Even if I get rid of surprise target, my chance to hit is amazing. And so I'm just going to take the shot. We don't get a crit, it's fine. I'm going to put you in probably regular Overwatch so I can... Actually, I probably should go Link Watch since it's my pistol anyway. Let him have his turn and be useless. If I miss, I don't know how I could. The crit's nice. Good job. And now my hacker could go. And I'm tempted to not... So here's the thing. I'm tempted to wait on my turn off security devices leverage so that I can basically leave that on for a little bit longer. But the thing is, also, I'm not even in JTAC here, so let me get to there. So that I have high accuracy for the shot. I might not need it, but... Oh, I was supposed to make sure I go pistol. That would have been a mistake. Okay, like that is fine. So this guy has to die, so let's take the shot first before we do any other considerations here. Okay, guards are dead. Nice crit. So if I just disabled everything outright with leverage, I would have 1 AP to start hacking with, which I think is actually very reasonable and an acceptable use of this leverage. Oh, wait. I didn't buy it. That's right. I saved it for something else. Okay, so I have to packet loss this then. And then I'm just going to, like, slowly duck toward this, basically. So there's 1 AP, and then crouching, I think, is better than using packet loss a second time here. It's going to be, I think, you know, pretty similar amount of AP total, but this leaves me with more charges for future endeavors. Still have Matrix Snoops, that's fine. Okay, so first turn, right? There are no living guards who know anything. But I also need to turn back and grab these boxes on the other side. So this is what this map turns into, is because it's kind of broad like this. You can pretty easily get into a spot where you've got to like really separate your team, and it can get a little dicey. So for example, I'm already considering throwing another debuff down to see what these guys are doing. Like, I don't know where you're headed or you're headed, and that can scare me, right? And how many action points am I willing to spend to, like, get a little bit closer? Or to, like, check what they're going to do? I'm just going to go ahead and take the low-risk play and just check here. Okay, he's not going to see me. He just is standing still, so I can go for a delay party here, and it should be fine. I don't think I need to throw down another set of buffs. The fact that I can see him from here means that I can see about this far. It looks like my reveal radius is around, you know, maybe 40-something meters, probably from him. So if I can see that far, I can see that far. There's probably no one over here. So this left-hand side is just these two guys. You're standing still. You're probably patrolling, actually, but you're probably not patrolling downwards. If you are, I'm sad, but I guess we'll have to recover. Yeah, you're standing at least for now as well. All right. So because I know you're not going to see me, I'm going to go for the hack here. We'll start things off. Okay, we do find another guard. It's you. Okay, good to know there is a third guard there. Looks like our reveal radius is right about 40 meters, or 38, something around there, but we can see that it's clearly at least 38. Okay, so we have an SPU here, a CPU there, and these two data warehouses, which means I have to get through the CPU. It's a yellow tier host. I'll load everything, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to. Connection use, have to get rid of that. Scan, we get to see everything. This is one of these dreaded 4-piece nodes. So let's see, if you use a program, restarts all ICE, that actually pops at the very start, and function doesn't do anything. So we'll let this will just like trigger when I first click a button. I will get the 7 tally, by the way. There we go. 7 tally happened. Now it's popped. Nothing happens. This, right, and it preempts everything else, right? Like, we didn't take any deck shield yet, but we'll take our 7 tally again. We'll take our 7 tally again. Now it's down to 2. Losing 10 health is fine. Program loading doesn't have to matter. We'll scan to see. Okay, we care about program loading because there's active ice right there. So I'll sleaze you. I'll take this download. I'll grab this. I'll make my forward progress. Damage to connection. Connection use. All the normal stuff. I can't scan the CPU anyway. There's no point. So I'm just going to walk over and null-op this. Woke up 0 ice because, of course. I lost some deck shield. I didn't lose any connection health. Looks like I might have lost some programs. But I can spike the CPU back down to 0. There's 2 traps here. Let's load. If you download a file, if you take any action, okay, gotta kill both. Notice that we now have more aggressive things, like if you take any action, relocates hacker. That can be pretty scary. And then, in order to be action point efficient, I'm going to load programs from here. It's going to cost me a little bit more tally. This might be tally 1, this is tally 3. But ultimately, I mean, getting rid of that pressure plate is reasonably useful. Getting rid of that one does almost nothing. But going through here would require knocking down ice here and ice there. And the upside would be that I get to take down 1 security device for 5 turns, which, you know, has real upside. For now, I'm just going to load these programs, capped out my IO for the turn. Gotta say, the fact that I can actually get through 480 IO in a turn is, it's why I got the cybernetic implant. Anyway, you're done for now. You are running away, so that's fine. And as we know, you're just turning back and forth. Don't know what you're doing. You're going at the very start of next turn, by the way, which is a little scary. I need these boxes, and I don't want to run, like... Let's see, yeah, you're just turning back and forth. So we actually have a downtime here where, like, we don't need to make a bunch of forward progress. I don't think this guy's going to be scary. So, but I think it's actually correct that my Cyber Knight does a lot of the running. So here's what I'm thinking about, right? So she has Steamroll. Steamroll lasts for 1 turn. Steamroll gives a bunch of move speed, and you know, to a bunch of people. She also has the highest move speed of anyone on my team. Which means it's really good if she kills people, because then she can print move speed on my team. But she's literally the best one for grabbing this box, and coming back over to the squad. These cameras are going to be a little bit annoying, but her going like this and rejoining is actually probably correct. Which means it's actually more correct for, let's say, my soldier, who's got... we're going to find it somewhere. There's move speed listed somewhere. 30% right now. That's mostly from the buff, of course. But your move speed is 20. Okay, so they're basically the same. Doesn't really matter. So either one could do it. But I figure, hey, my gunslinger has slightly better guns. He does more damage every turn. Going for a kill right now doesn't seem the most important. Like, I don't think... Well, actually, the reason I would do it is because of action point efficiency. Because, you know, things have to be done, right? Like, we need to actually get through the map. So I think... You know, you don't see the body yet. You don't see the body yet. If you turn and see it, I can kill you later. 2 shots here seems reasonable under JTAC. Code block can help. I think this is reasonable. I think we can just say, you know, throw down marker sites. I'll save marker sites. I don't need it yet. But 2 shots here, 2 shots from code block should be fine. We don't get the stealth crit. It's too bad. Actually, they are tankier now, right? Now that they're power level 5, they come with 350 health and have 40% DR, which is pretty meaningful. I want you to yield so that code block can try his hand at it. You go down to 4 or 5 AP, so I have the right number of shots. I can't... Ooh. This is dangerous to try. This is going to have really bad range. I'm going to see what it looks like, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be bad. So how's this look for you? Honestly, not horrible, at least from the with all the buffs, it's actually not even that bad. So we take the 1 shot there. This allows me to reload. And as a result, get 2 more shots here with, like, good accuracy. Yes, optimal range is the thing, but it's so buffed from everything else that it's fine. And if I had low rolled there, I would have needed 1 more shot. So, or if I'd like, got a glancing hit at the 90%, I would have needed 1 more shot. So that's good. We're going to have him run and grab this box. And then now we can go have our Cyber Knight, who has a ton of move speed, grab everything else. So run you way over there. Of course, coordinated charge ends next turn, but hey, for now we're getting to use it. We're running it like... Hey, sweet, we got a level 3 melee craft, which is good, and a smoke grenade craft that we can sell as well. Both of those are positive. Okay, so far decent. At some point, the corpse timers will run out. That will be scary. But for now, it's just 2 tally. That camera's in a really annoying spot, unfortunately. Can't do much about that, though. Running you forward just seems like the right idea. There's nowhere else to really be. There's something else I'm like looking for or waiting for or anything, so... Nice. Okay, we got... this is, I believe, a shotgun. And this is another melee weapon. So we're getting a ton of epic weapon blueprints that are level 3 or lower, which means you can sell this to our gunslingers and try to push them to limit break sooner, which would be kind of nice. Okay, I'm going to wait before I run you any farther forward in case I need to, like, security scramble something. So I'm going to leave that option to myself. You are running forward, and you are going to see a body. That's fine, we can kill you. You're not going to see... You're going to run out of time, so you're not going to see these guys, and that's totally reasonable. Now, worth noting that you might turn this way as well, and if you turn that way, I'm going to have to deal with you also. So, we are probably heading into a combat turn relatively soon. So I'm simply going to yield, and I'm going to get ready to use assault rifles, marker sights, who knows what. Those guys are walking away. This guy is going to need to walk over and scan. I'm not in a rush for this pressure plate. So here's the thing. What would the doubling back require, right? If I go from here, I have to either go to these two and then double back, and that's I have to like hit this square a second time, or I go here and double back. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's no extra efficiency here, so I'm just going to go this way and go down. AP cost and connection use. 2 traps and a passive. Okay. Download access, use a program, use a program. Okay, well, relocates is arguably less annoying than this, because almost no matter where I go, it's going to be less bad than 10 AP and 10 tally. So I'm going to... Actually, if you disarm a trap, it will not trigger the other trap. I'm 99% sure that using disarm preempts traps doing stuff. Yeah, okay, I was right about that. So anytime it's like, oh, double trap, oh crap, what do I do? Don't worry about it. As long as there's no active ice you have to destroy. In fact, there's going to be some cases where it's like, you know what? Let the active ice trigger on you twice. Drop these instead. Anyway, download access blocking. Get rid of you. 3 tally per action in all these. Doesn't really matter. I have to load sleaze. It didn't necessarily have to. It did in this case. Okay, there's a lot of stuff here. 11 damage is not a problem. Okay, the trap is when you load a program. I don't care. The damage is cyberdeck at any action. Well, I've still got deck shield. Plus tally. So I figure I can take deck damage once and it doesn't matter. So I'll go in this order. Block the remote controls. And then pressure sensor 1 is the target. Pressure sensor 2. Yeah, we'll hack pressure sensor 1. And I don't think there is a reason to go for device 2, because he's going to walk straight forward. Actually, someone's got to grab this, and it's not my hacker. It's going to basically force me to have no AP this turn. But someone has to still grab this, so I'm going to do it after all. Even though I didn't kind of want to, it's actually correct here, I think. So you can disconnect. We got downloads from here and here, and I believe there is a lone file there as well. SPUs, it's about a coin flip if they have a file on them or not. Or a download of any sort on them. But I say it was a lot easier to handle those traps when I could reveal them from outside. It's really nice. All right, and you're turning back that way. Cool. So you're guiding, you're like guarding this this road. So it means this guy's isolated, which is kind of good news for me. All right, well, there's no way I can do anything useful. So I'm just going to run sort of toward the team, and eventually I'll be able to join them. We don't absolutely have to kill this guy. Reporting a corpse is not the end of the world, but it's feeling like this is relatively useful. So I'm going to go here. And the consideration I have basically is, do I want to strike zone these 2 guys or save it for the potential turn like 6 reinforcement wave? Or turn, yeah, roughly, well, end of turn 5, right? Actually, probably earlier because this body time is going to run out relatively soon. End of next turn here. End of next turn. There's a third one, right? Where's the third guy? Into. Okay, so that one's going to be a little bit longer, but still. Because I can basically strike zone, or I can marker sites. The good thing about strike zone is I get 2 of them, right? And I have to get through this guy eventually anyway, so I'm feeling really good about strike zone here, because he's going to have to be included in the kills eventually. Anyway, my accuracy is going to be really amazing here. The crit was mediocre, unfortunately. Oh, he didn't count as a stealth crit. Yeah, he doesn't count as a stealth crit because he counts as spotted, and you were already angsty because you saw a corpse. Like, you were, like, actually suspicious in that you knew something was wrong because someone was dead, and so that counts him as no longer stealthable. So we got the basic crit instead. Our crits are constant because of our high crit chance, and we somehow got 3 coin flips in a row. I have felt that Strike Zone's crit chance is higher than the listed number. Obviously, humans are really, really bad at understanding random numbers, but it has always felt that way to me. Anyway. I could choose to play slower with the... play like a little bit slower and run it like this. And have him immediately go around like that. And have the sniper grab this, then run up. I could have him then crouch through this way and follow the hacker up. Or have the hacker take a detour backwards to grab it, but I think it is better to run it this way. Also worth noting that you can get around this thing. This pathing is fine. We get, this is a revolver, this is a decent file, and this is something that we can sell. And then I think I'm just going to loop back out. I don't want to trigger these things, so I think looping out like this is better than ducking forward. I could be wrong, actually. This actually feels half decent. I'm going to try pathing this way and see if it's better. The only downside... Actually, there's not really a downside here. I don't have JTAC on, and I can group it up later. Let's crouch this way. I could use some combination of security disabling to knock, like, this camera, this sensor out, or maybe even this motion field, but for now we're like this. So now, at the end of turn 4 and the start of turn 5, we're going to have body times running out here. Also, that camera just saw that body. Alright, well, we tried to block it. We didn't block it for very long. JTAC's coming back relatively soon. So I'm going to throw JTAC down so we can kill this guy. He's not immediately a threat, but at some point we're going to go for the kill. So let's try to, you know, preempt appropriately where we think we're going to fight from, which is going to be somewhere around here. I think somewhere around here is appropriate. And then, again, the goal is grab all the loot, so let's walk back. Let's grab the loot. Okay, 5k and stuff that we can sell. Not bad. I have noticed, by the way, that so mission payments are cut by half, and things in the cold storage, aka blueprints, accounts, and files, are cut by half. But specifically, things you sell on the market, like actual raw items and guns, those are not affected by the difficulty modifier. So I didn't know that until I started playing this, but I've come to realize that's how that works. Alright, well, this camera, this pressure sensor is in the way. So killing pressure sensor is going to have to happen no matter what. Because I want to not... Thing is, like, I actually should be creating tally, because the only way to get this money is to get a bunch of kills. And the only way to get those kills is to have reinforcements show up. Now, it's going to happen anyway, so it doesn't really matter how we order this, but... technically, I shouldn't have to, like... I should actually be fine having security, like, bump up, because, again, reinforcements are actually useful for my, like, mission objectives. I'm going to yield to code block so that he can get into range. Somewhere around here should be within range, yep. And then, I guess I'll run instead of reload, because there's always a chance we're going to go for the assault rifle for some reason. Ah, another guard right there. Looks like the reveal radius is like exactly 35 meters, or like really close to it. I don't know, something like that. Maybe it depends on the person, but it wasn't 42 meters, that's for sure. Anyway, it's time to go for some damage, so... Run up here, shoot twice, seems acceptable. I'm actually going to burn marker size as well, because it's already, like... cooled down, and so it's like free upside. I can get stealth crits from both him and my Cyberknight, because my Cyberknight has not been revealed yet. That's a good stealth crit, and so you're definitely dead. Nice job. just outside the camera. That will change at some point. It is Tactical Surge time. He will be under Tactical Surge next turn. Actually, both of them will be under Tactical Surge next turn, so they're going to be really happy for that. Security scrambling this camera seems fine. I guess I don't really, like, need to, but I just can't kind of break the habit of, like, well, it feels like it's correct to not have these things trigger. But again, this camera saw this body. I think it was that body. And so... Or it was that body. It saw that body, so guards will be sent to investigate that site. And the scary thing is... Let's see, you rolled a 14. You're at 18. Okay, I want to kind of bypass this camera, so I'm going to walk like this. And then grab this loot. And then probably back up, actually. This is a nice smoke grenade, crafting mats, 35k. More crafting mats, yeah, pretty sweet. I should duck you to at least some level of cover. And then reload. I think you're not going to spot me easily, but the rest of this might matter. So I think reloading from here is functional. One thing that's scary, actually, is if he walks to the right at all, my hacker is completely revealed. That is a scary thing to have to deal with. I think for now it's fine, though. We'll just have to kind of deal with it. Try to hide him a little. So run him there. And then I'm probably going to hide... Yeah, again, like hide behind a wall, basically. So it's going to cost me probably 2 AP to get all the way up. This might be slightly better, actually. It's going to be about the same, to be honest. Yeah, I'll just put him here. It's fine. And then because I have 1 spare AP, let's just reload. There's nothing else to really do with that action point. And then again, I got 4 boxes and 1 host to go. His hacking talents aren't going to be up until turn 7. If we double check. Yeah, actually, it's going to be even longer than that. I forgot. These are going to be... I wasn't hacking till turn 3. Alright, well, we're going to take some cyberdeck damage, but it's going to be worth it, I think. Reinforcements are right there. That is scary. They are close by. They don't quite see me, I don't think. But, alright. This got real. Alright, so what do we have here? Well, we've got a fire comm with a high-quality assault rifle. He's got good health, good armor. We've got a guard captain. Now that he's power level 5, he's got a decent urban assault. But the big thing is he's got a lot of armor. And they came with a guard sniper. The scary thing about snipers is their vision cone is longer. You can see that this goes a lot farther. But I'm kind of afraid because we're like really hemmed in here. And I do not have great damage printing right now. And also worth noting that your initiative roll is 11, which means I will be okay if I hit yield or delay, and then I use tactical or coordinated charge here to bump the initiative up, but just barely. So we'll have to see what you're doing, but everyone else is going to be relatively safe. You're patrolling around, whatever. Yep, you are running forward, security A on your ear. You stopped short. We'll try to kill you. You're not going to have any AP left, but you might overwatch me. No? Okay. Okay, so here's the real question, right? If I yield, I'm unfortunately yielding to 16, which means I won't have coordinated charge on. I probably want to just try to kill these guys as hard as possible. This is very clearly what I'm holding Strike Zone for. Unfortunately, I used Strike Zone. So, yeah. That minus armor would have been really nice for that. So I don't have that. What I have is being able to put JTAC down in an overlapping circle here and buff more of the team. It's not the most exciting, but it's probably the best option we have. Or we can try to hide from these guys and ambush them later. Like, we can try to pull them into Strike Zone. That seems very unlikely, to be clear. This guy must die. These guys can be hidden from, and in fact, being behind this host should actually block line of sight reasonably well. I think that is true. I think this blocks line of sight. As long as they're not alert, and, you know, they're suspicious, but, you know, they're not alert. And again, they're tanky, right? They're going to require probably more than 1 turn to kill. So, really the play, I think, is try to group up behind a bit more cover and let them, like, use up their turn. And then it'll look at least half decent. That's what I'm kind of betting on here. So I'm going to move out so that I'm not obstructing here. Right? I don't want that cover to be in the way, so I'm going to go here. That'll be far enough away that they're not going to see me, and I don't have obstruction against this guy, so that the shot is better. Crit is okay, but not great. Obviously, he already knows where I am. And what I could do is preemptive reload. I think my actually still going to be fine. This is going to be a little bit worse. It was 99, now it's 84. But preemptive reload allows me to have more bullets. Basically, 2 or 3 more bullets in the magazine than I would have otherwise had. I think the question is now, am I allowed to send my hacker sort of dangerously up this way? With my 1 AP, do like some very, very minor initial hacking. It's not wonderful, but also, like, what else is he going to do, really? I think it's fine. It's a little scary, don't get me wrong, but I think it's fine. But I am down some guns as a result of this. I mean, I guess I could spend 1 AP and wait. That's probably the better option, is spend 1 AP ducking back here and then wait. Definitely need to coordinate a charge with the squad. Let me see if I can get only 1 AP up to get in range of my Cyber Knight. I don't have to care about this motion field, by the way. But if I can delay going into security level 3 or level 2, I would like to. But the thing is, these guys are going to reveal corpses, right? They're like for sure going to know from seeing corpses. So like, let's just block up. It's going to trigger once. It's going to trigger again. Because if you split up your move, it's going to work that way. I don't really mind that, though, because it just kind of is what it is. This should count as hiding behind some cover. Ugh, not well. I don't love that, actually. Alright, I can, yeah, trigger motion sensor a second time. Actually, the problem here, okay, so this one is going to send guards this way, which is actually away from me and fine. If I trigger this, the guard's going to start heading, like, directly towards me. Like, these guys so far have not been tagged by the AI. The problem is, by triggering this, the guards have been told to go this way by the AI. So they might, run past me a little bit, but yeah, it's awkward. Now, worth noting, though, that I have enough guards now to get the objective, which is nice. But I'm really trying to figure out, like, what is the best way around this to try to not make everything horrible. If I go here, yeah, I'm not really covered, so I think it's start by going here. That's going to be getting outside of JTAC, because JTAC is this circle. We trigger it twice, is what it is. Going over shouldn't cost me anything, because this blocks that. These guards, I think, aren't going to get close enough to really threaten me. That's actually not entirely true. If he runs straight down, I might get revealed, so I'm just going to maybe a little bit farther back and then wait. Cost me some AP, but these guys shouldn't be revealing me. Alright, where are you headed? Yeah, normal patrol still. Okay. Cyber Knight should definitely try to be a little cautious. I want to do it crouched. I guess I can go to here and it's functional. Like, those boxes are decent. These guards aren't heading toward me yet, but their initiative rolls are a little scary, but not that scary. So I'm actually kind of liking standing behind these boxes because it will block the guards. The only downside is my JTAC circles. Like, my team is so spread out that I'm not going to get a good buff on all of them. And I don't have the damage to one-shot this entire crew. There's no way I have the damage for it. Not with these guys also flanking behind. So, yeah, how do I make this happen well? I don't know. I don't know the answer. My sniper's not going for a while into next turn. And he's got really important damage buffs here. Yeah, this is going to be tough. This map has been tough last time I ran it. It's going to be tough this time, too. At least I have real guns, which will help, but this would have been as difficult of respawn or a spawn location. This would have been a little bit easier. This would have been, these two would have been a lot easier. That's fine. All right, so I think it's just stand here, right? It's clearly be in cover. Man, I really want to be in cover, though, like, by my team. It's so much better to be by the rest of the team. All right, I'm going to go here, then. You guys are a little scary, but I think that's the risk I'm going to take for next turn. Yeah, so you're the one who was not told by the AI to do anything, so you're just doing a normal patrol. You found a body. Yep, okay, so they're all being sent towards the corpses. This is why I didn't care about that pressure sensor, because I knew they're going to find some corpses on this turn. And so I figured, like, okay, we're getting an escalation no matter what happens, so whatever. The only thing I'm really afraid of is... Here, let's have you yield. And then... I mean, I'm expecting the AI to talk to these guys. But before then... Grab another box. Another nice sellable weapon blueprint. So yeah, I can just spam influence on my gun runners now, which is kind of nice. Reload the gun. You're probably going to the same place? No, you're not actually. You're going forwards. Okay. And yeah, this guy has a lot of vision. Wow, actually gonna find me. Wow. Okay. Well, you are not debuffed in any way. That is a problem. You're fully alert. There is a chance I can kill you before you report. It's going to be a little bit tough. But we do have several shots here. So, shoot 1. Shoot 2. That was a glance, unfortunately. Shoot 3. Okay, my Cyberknight has 3 shots too, so that's going to look, I think, half decent. I'm going to start walking him towards the Matrix host. And then Cyberknight is hidden, which is great, because it means I can actually stealth crit. It's not guaranteed by any means, but I'm killing within enough shots, though. No stealth crit. But at least they're dead. And there is finally Storm Surge? What? Steamroll popping. So now we've got basically the rest of this turn. She has 10% move speed and 10% ballistic damage. To be clear, not terribly useful. Should probably reload this gun. I think she can stay where she is because we're just going to wait for what the guards actually do on their turn, basically. Right? So I'm just going to have you sit there. End your turn. We get a pop. 2 fatalities reported. Priority alert sent to AR, sent to HR. +1 tally per turn is the escalation, which is fairly reasonable. Lots of guards being sent, but he's back on normal hunting. So, okay, we know there's a dead comrade. Where was the perpetrator? Hunt around the area. Try to find them. Obviously, not successfully. I don't think marker sightseeing him is correct. Well, actually, here's the thing. This guy's relatively far away and is the best marker size object, but I think realistically, yeah, let's just use it. It's back next turn anyway. Even though he's not the best kill object. Okay, you're just finishing your patrol. Might still kill you. Actually, I know I need to get some kills to get the objectives done, so... Right, I have to get these guys in one of these. Anyway, let's go ahead and have the hacker go do his job. Doesn't have his stuff back until at least next turn, but it's okay. Yeah, next turn they're up. Alrighty, so one thing we can do is we can open this door. That said, there's nothing behind it, so it doesn't really matter. We can get rid of a lot more devices, which... Okay, so probably not some of these panels, but like every camera looks good. Okay, yeah, so it's basically the last motion field and then like everything on the front page, basically. Which means this is going to be useful. This CPU doesn't matter at all. This loot matters, and then this thing matters, and getting through this SPU is going to be a little bit difficult, but it is what it is. Damage to connection and connection use. We see that there are no traps. That's actually really good news. I'm actually going to go ahead and reload this, which allows me to do this thing, which is not have this pop a second time while I'm reloading the program in advance. It's not a huge deal, but it is kind of nice to be able to play around that. I'm going to drop this so I can load disarm, because I don't know what this thing is. Turns out I could have dealt with it, but I didn't know that. I'm out of IO for the turn. Walking here is safe. And next turn I have to load sleaze, and then move down and grab these, which is totally reasonable. So a solid start. I have not lost any deck health. Get down here, and then hope that everything's happy with the SCU. The nice thing is also I can load hard shell and overclock at the start of next turn, and make that actually relatively safe. So pretty solid stuff. There's only one set of downloads here, but again, the security devices matter here. So you can wait. Firecom is running the wrong way, which is actually fine. I mean, them separating themselves is good, actually. Oh yeah, he's actually still on his patrol route. He's not doing anything special. You've come close to me. You found a corpse. You're worth killing, of course. Alright, so... Do I have... Yeah, I don't have security scramble up, but I am going to be able to hack this camera next turn. Problem is it turns at the start of turn, and so if it turns back onto me and sees corpses or whatever else, we can't block that escalation from happening. I might just stand at the open though and go for shots here because there's not much else for me. So ideally we don't make noise. I mean, there's a chance that another reinforcement comes in and we don't have to kill these guys. We can leave them in the dark. But you are worth killing for sure. I have to just run past the camera, I think. If I want this guy to die, I have to run past the camera and just go for it. I don't see a better way to do this. I guess I could yield a little bit and wait for these guys to do their job, but I'm probably running him in. For now, we can wait a little bit. So that range sucks, so let's actually run closer. I'm going to run to here, then walk to there. Walk to, like, here. This gives me 5 action points, which means I can shoot 3 times. No gear the gun. I'm getting a open stealth. Yeah, so surprise... No, not a surprise target. So he's suspicious. I'm hunted, and he's not a surprise target. I go here, not a surprise target. So... Yeah, worth noting that they've got to be basically fake suspicious for them to count as surprise targets, which is like, you know, they took some random debuff that doesn't actually make them do anything. But if they actually run into trouble, they are basically immune to being surprised unless you are fully hunted. So, nice job with the bonus damage and the bonus move speed. We can have the Cyber Knight do a little similar here. Worth noting that I could try to fully kill them both from here. This would be, I think, not unreasonable. The only problem is I don't know for sure how good Code Block's going to do. So you would have 2 shots here. How much would Code Block have? It's looking like not enough. You have to go way up here to get 1 shot. That's not correct. That's not a good idea. So we're going to leave this guy alive. We're going to try to kill him next turn. His initial roll is bad enough that it should be no real problem. Oh yeah, this thing's going to block it, so I can kind of run like that, no problem. Crouch a bit closer. That's clear line of sight. Again, we have these 3 boxes still to grab. We've still got 2 guys still to kill. You're done. Your roll was good. I am tempted to send the Cyber Knight for loot instead of everything else here, so that we can kind of clean up a bit quickly. I think that's reasonable. This kill should be no problem. We're going to be clearly in tactical surge range. I misclicked. I did not meant to... Wait. Okay, that felt like a bug. I don't think she was meant to go there. I'm going to actually do a save here real quick in case I get screwed over. And I get like this weird bug where I can't leave because I'm on top of myself. I can reload the turn I was just on. That seems very unlikely, but I don't think you're supposed to path there. So the camera sees everybody. It is what it is. We hit tactical surge. I think her waiting for this guy is correct, so I'm going to actually leave her where she is. But this guy needs to die. We have Strike Zone back. We have a J-Tac. I want to make sure I still have some action points left, so that if I need to move and throw down one of my debuffs, I can. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to delay. My hacker can finish his turn here. I think he'll actually be able to finish the entire turn here, which is load these things, load that, move down. I lost disarm, whatever. Grab this. Tally, connection, load scan. Okay, once again, let's do that trick where we reload the stuff. Security control is going to be tally, and... Okay, connection health is totally fine, so we'll go tally first. I don't care about that. And then it was basically... Yeah, it was just about everything. So, hack you. Hack the cameras. This one mattered. This one didn't matter. So it's 4... And then the last one. Okay, so next camera and then the last one. Got it. So, hack you. And hack you. And then if I look at what else is available, I don't care about you. You're already gone. You're gone. Yeah, you don't matter. You're gone. You don't matter. You don't matter. You don't matter. And you're gone. Yep. Okay, we're happy. That is all the hacking done. I don't care about this door at all. Let's go ahead and disconnect. You are out of AP, which surprises me because you had a lot of AP left when that happened, so I'm not sure why you got sent to 0. Again, that surprises me. That's not what matches my normal expectations of hacking. Maybe it's something to do with loading overclock or something. I'm not sure, but that is a little unusual. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. You just be done with your turn then. He's going the wrong way, which kind of sucks for me. Okay, you're dead. Now that everything's done, I can like run around and grab loot really easily. I just need one more kill. And then I guess maybe we could evac down here because of where those guys are. So I'm going to start beelining for loot. And I mean, we'll see what the next escalation looks like. You're patrolling back the way you came, which is actually kind of good because now you're a bit isolated. He is squishier than the guard captain, so it's like, you know, a reasonable kill to go for. Yeah, I still don't have the damage right now to get this kill. Let's just group most of the team over here. I think rushing for the box is fine. I don't see a major downside for it. I think here actually I can use look ahead and get some info to see what your patrol route is. Okay, so you're patrolling all the way up there, and your initiative is 18. So I can hide back here, and you actually wouldn't see me. Which actually is pretty functional. I can let you run up here. You're going to be very isolated unless the AI redirects you. That should be fine, actually. I don't mind that. I think it's actually totally okay. Code block's way out here. I'm going to have him run for one of these things as well. Now, there could be reinforcements right there. That'll be a little bit scary if it happens. Got to make sure my initiative roll is okay. But it should be alright. Okay, they're right there instead. Please give me a squishy guy. Nope, it's a bunch of divergents. Those are going to be kind of scary. Well, JTAC, Strike Zone, and Marker Sites is going to give me an incredibly large amount of accuracy. Ah, you've been sent. Okay, so because the camera saw me, he's now heading over there, which is actually kind of nice because it means I can bypass him somewhat. Because he's going kind of the wrong way. So what I'm tempted to do is, like, run here. That's actually safe. He's going to be away from you, away from you. Well, I'll kill these guys. And then we have to run down there, which is not even that far away. That seems pretty functional. I'm really glad I used look ahead. That was incredibly helpful to, like, just bypass that path. I forgot these got turned on. Right, this turned back on because this controlled that, and I didn't even think about that one. So someone's going to be sent here, which is actually fine still, but wasn't what I intended to do. So I still want to probably... Actually, the time is going to be kind of awkward because... I need to get my initiative down to around 6 so I can get past all, like, behind all these guys. Because I don't want to strike first. That's much worse for me. I want them to waste their turn. Now, I'm not afraid of where they're going to go. But yeah, you're going at 10, you're going at 10, you're going at 7. And if I do, like, a simple yield, I go down to 17, which doesn't help because 7, like, ties go to me. And I can't yield... Actually. Yeah, so I can't yield twice. So, like, there's no way to get to, like, 17 and then yield again and go behind Raise and go to 15. Because you can't yield twice. So, is there a way to force myself onto a different number? I mean, I can use something like Pre-Computed Advantage. With Pre-Computed, I can actually... Okay, I actually think I can do a little something here. I don't know, we'll see. It's not guaranteed, but I guess we'll see. You're safe where you are because we're going to let these guys run forward. Again, same issues around the initiative roll being awkward. So you know where you're going, and you're not even done yet. See, I can't yield again, but I can delay to 17. That will allow Permanence to delay to a different number, which is actually a good thing. You can go grab this loot because I'm going to grab it no matter what. Okay, not the best stuff, but whatever. I don't have any good debuffs to cast just yet. That's fine, though. You're going the wrong way, which is good. Alright, Divergent 1. You're on a patrol. You're walking straight forward. You're on a patrol. You are... Oh, you're actually investigating. You're going to see me at the very end, but your turn is done. But you just pumped your evasion up, which is scary. Okay, so if I yield, I get to go down to 6. Now, the scary thing is if I pre-computed code block, also because they're so spread out, which really sucks for me. Actually, I'm not even in range of anything, so it's going to be awkward no matter what happens. I want to be able to shoot you. Which means I got to go around here, roughly. If I go there, that box is in the way. I think I am still going to go for a yield so that I can at least let code block throw down some of the bigger buffs here. Alright, can I get strike zone on everybody? Actually, yes, that's huge. So strike zone both of you. JTAC, you know, vaguely around here. Here's where most of the crew is, so let's fight from around here, basically. The one thing I don't have is marker sights ready for this guy, so this is only going to be so accurate. But it's still, you know, kind of okay. Coin flip to hit is not horrible. The only downside is you can hear the gun. And is that enough to set me back? Which gun do you have, by the way? Do you have the good one or the bad assault rifle? You have the good assault rifle. Okay, what would it take you to not get an earshot of that guy? Going incredibly far. Since I don't want to wake him up, I think I will probably go pistol here. It's not the greatest. In fact, what I'm going to do is probably run within 5 meters. So if I run to, like, here... That's not close enough. I'd have to run to all the way up there and knock out all the shots that I want. But if I do this, I'm within 5 meters and I get guaranteed glancing hits, which is quite useful. I've also only got to kill 1. That thing is... Oh, wow, your initiative roll is actually really good, too. That's scary. And you're going to go after me and, you know, be pretty scary as well. Okay, well... Shoot you, then reload, basically. We got a regular hit. We get to reload. I don't have a single shot weapon for Death Watch or Skull Shot. These literally do nothing. At some point, I'll retrain him away from Skull Shot because, again, it doesn't do anything. I think we can finish the kill, but I will need initiative manipulation. Are you heading the same way? Kind of. I think you're not in marker sights range, though, is the problem. Marker sights will not quite hit what I want. It only gets 1. That's actually not great for me. Yeah, I'm getting 1 shot, and then... Wow, and they all high-rolled initiative. Okay, that is... yeah, that is a very real concern. They all have good initiative rolls, which means they're... Well, I guess you're only suspicious, so it's really only you that matters. So maybe I can get lucky. Let's throw down Iron Grip for the accuracy. We'll shoot once, it'll be mediocre. That means a decent chance to hit, right? We've got a lot of buffs stacked up. And then, you know, you might do nothing, and you might, you know, not catch me. So, it's either plus ballistic damage with Overwatch, or plus firing angle and more shots with Link Watch. I will take the extra shots here. I think going for the Overwatch shot there is actually quite reasonable. Yeah, so the entire team is going late. You are just all kinds of scary. I cannot easily bypass you. So I'm going to start there. And I think I'm legit just going to crouch up to this corner here. You won't see me without walking all the way up, you know, past this thing. And so, hopefully, you're going to run past... Well, that's not true. You're clearly going to see my hacker. Oh, I didn't get it in range. Okay, I need to slow you down then. I need to slow you down so that the rest of my team can go ahead of you. That'll at least be functional-ish. And then shooting the pistol doesn't seem worth it. I don't think I want this fight. I want to let this guy waste his turn. But sadly, I couldn't... Well, actually, yeah. If I had walked to this corner instead, and I should have, I could have bumped the initiative of my hacker instead of having to do it the other way around. But it's not the end of the world. You should still be doing nothing. But yeah, this is getting a little scary. Obviously, we can like just try to leave. My cybernet's kind of stuck here. There's even a chance I screw up really badly and it's game over and I get killed. But I guess we'll see what happens. Orders received, so you're actually going to move. Yeah, so I need to wait until the rest of my team, because I don't want to alert these two. I think there's a chance they are useless. Where you headed? Yep, past me. See ya, nerd. Please don't miss. You missed. You missed twice. Oh, you missed back. That's so huge. Oh my gosh, that's huge. Now, unfortunately, 2 enemies reported gunfire. So these two, I believe just those two. I believe just those two heard gunfire. Yeah, you're not doing anything new. You were already, yeah, and you're actually not even facing that direction. So, you've already had your turn. You've had your turn and you missed. You're going at 11. Yeah, the problem is my Cyber Knight isn't going to go for a while. So that's unfortunate. But it is what it is. So, basically, Code Block and Code get to have their turn. And that's it. I've got to make this kill happen. So I could shoot the AR. That would be incorrect. Shooting you is not what I need. These boxes are really large, which makes life a little bit tough. If I run... So the problem is, if I run, I get heard. And if I get heard, that person's going to pop their evasion matrix, and my life gets really difficult. So the ideal is to get to somewhere where I can shoot my pistol at them. You rolled 14, which is not too high. That's good. These guys, I'm pretty sure, both need to die. I don't think I can stomach you, like, running around and catching me out. I mean, there is a chance you won't find me, but I think that the odds of that are so low that I should just fight you instead. The one awkward piece is going to be the fact that you have to die to these two characters. Otherwise, I'm in a really, really bad spot. I could go for the automatic. By doing so, I basically make a lot more escalation. This guy's going to investigate almost for sure, and thing is his turn is coming very soon. So I really want to go pistol if I can. The downside is, yeah, I just don't have a good way to, like, do this cleanly. I mean, I guess, if I take this step, she's going to turn, look this way. It might not reveal me right here. I'm not sure I'm willing to take that risk. If I go there, again, she'll turn this way, but I'm probably going to be in the line of sight. I think it is better to just guarantee I get 2 shots and not have her immediately trigger the debuff. But maybe I'm wrong about that. You know what? No, I actually think it is correct to go this way. That way I have some cover. And then we get 3 shots here. Oh, dang, she actually precast that. Okay. At least I get grazes, and I'm actually getting really lucky getting crits here. That's actually really helpful. Code probably gets this kill then. Thank you, Strike Zones. Thank you, JTAC. Because these guys are not killable without a huge amount of accuracy buffs. So you do not hear any gunfire. Oh, but you were told to move by the AI. Okay, thankfully you're not going very far. Yeah, hunting always makes them spend, like, only 3 AP, which is not that scary. Not a graze, we get the kill. That's good. Gotta reload. Not shooting you, that's for sure. Secondary objective done. 1 box here, 1 box there. Obviously, you heard gunfire, so you're gonna start moving. It's not what I want, but it is what I have. That is very safe. That's gonna be a very reasonable shot. And I've stacked so many debuffs that I have 70% hit chance, and I still missed. Alright, that's okay, though. I'm gonna yield and see if I'm allowed to greed because... Oh. Well, coordinated charge will be on for next turn, basically. They'll have it for their next actions, basically. Yeah, go to here. Lets me reload and shoot twice. I'm not getting better than that. You're in Strike Zone. I'm in JTAC. I'm coordinated charge buffed. You're also marker sights. Like, yeah. I mean, I have all these things stacked up, and it's still only this much hit chance. Decent damage there, and then this is good. I rolled an actual kill. So we're not escalating, just barely. And this means I'm allowed to greed on my Cyber Knight. Grab loot here. And then you have really good vision range. Like, if, right, this is like the edge of your vision right there, and it's 22 meters. So Divergents have like sniper level vision range. Which, yeah, kind of scary. Turn you off because you're kind of in my path. Behind this box is functional. My team is all behind the truck, so they're relatively safe from the next turn start. Except for Code Block, who's going really late, but he should still be fine. He's behind this box. I mean, there's a chance she runs like... Yeah, it's probably just fine. We're probably just overall fine. No escalation, however... they're being sent to intercept the corpse that was spotted. Right, they're going to go investigate new information, which is, I believe, the new corpse. Don't know what you guys are doing just yet. But for now, you're behind this truck, and so you're safe, so I'm going to wait. You're not quite behind the truck, so you're not quite as safe. I'm going to put you here. So if I can get a little bit farther, that'd be better, but I can't really do that, so I'm going to put you here. The goal is to tactical surge and get all the way across the map. I don't think I quite make it this turn, but it's going to be close. Security AI in your ear. But I can bypass you, I'm pretty sure. You are heading towards the corpse. I knew it. Wait, no, you're actually doing the patrol. You heard gunfire, but because you only heard gunfire once, that was not important enough for you to actually do anything. So she has seen and been told nothing. Heard gunfire once, decided that wasn't worth editing her patrol route, and just kept going the same direction. That's awesome. That's awesome for me. Alright. I don't believe I can make it all the way to the exit, but some crafting mats that I don't really want, or don't really need. Okay. We should be pretty safe to get out during the next turn. This is a reasonably safe box. It is unlikely that they're going to roll higher initiative than us next turn. Basically, it shouldn't matter. Let's roll to 15. That's usually higher than guards can ever get. Through some kind of abundance of caution, we'll just throw down a JTAC in case we need it. I don't know why we would, but it's there in case we want it. You can run over there, and for funsies, you can turn off the pressure sensor or the motion detector or whatever. Again, really likely doesn't matter, but whatever, it's there. And then similar for our good friend, the gunner. You can just go on out and extract. Reinforcement spawn, thankfully, on the far side. Looks like, what, Divergent and a Captain or something? Yep, they rolled 12 at the highest. Yeah, Divergent, Captain, and a Fire Comm. That's fine. Skip that forward, I don't care. And just for funsies, you guys don't matter to me. 46 armor is very real. So is 74 with 2 protection points. So is 478 with 77 protection points. But we are out. Go there. And we got our raid complete. Obviously a relatively long episode this time around. I spent 30 minutes doing base management, but it's a pretty fun mission overall. I've pretty much always had a good experience playing that mission out. Or that map out, I should say. So we get no actual money. Well, that's not true. We get some actual money because of the secondary objective. Yeah, pretty good amount of stuff from the 9 boxes, though. I gotta say, this is looking pretty solid. Again, 5k plus. Yes, we got 40k in cred chips, some crafting mats, some smokes that we can sell. We got 3 gun blueprints that are very sellable. Actually, 4 gun blueprints we can sell. 5 gun blueprints we can sell. That's pretty sweet. We got another blueprint that we can sell. This is a blunt weapon. This one we can't. Files are okay. We're going to have a lot of these just... Yeah, I mean, these are going to be like 1k, 2k each. These are like pretty low value, but these are not bad. The personnel files that are legendary. Hacker levels up. Good stuff overall. Okay, so the plan is going to be to run Sibling Breakout and then run Brewery Incident. So the goal here, basically, we can look at the squad, right? And we can sort by gear to know who our like main squad is. You're going to be chilling for now. I don't care about you. Cyber Knight is pretty far from leveling. 150 to go. Gunslinger is far from leveling. Sniper just leveled up, and he just leveled up. So, like, we're very, very far from leveling, right? Which means there's not, like, a bunch of power we can gain imminently if we just do something a little differently, right? We're basically in between breakpoints. We got the main squad to 7. That's the first big breakpoint. Or the second big breakpoint. 4 is the first one. It's relatively early. So it's run Sibling Breakout because Sibling Breakout requires the hacker to go on the mission. If we look at the prep for mercs, the Cyber Knight has to go and the hacker has to go. The brother has to go, right? Which happens to be a hacker. It's not always. It can be this guy sometimes. But you've got to be from the streets, which are only like... It could also be Zasha, the starting cyber sword. There's only 3 characters it could possibly be. Either way, right, these are the guys. And so, yeah, we'll add code block. Yeah, we'll add raise. Don't see why not. Seems valuable. And they're not close to leveling up, so we don't have any contacts we can offer this. Fine. Same with that one. That's fine. We already bought that. We already bought that. Anyway, yeah. So what it comes down to is we don't have any tokens. We're not going to have any tokens. We're going to run this mission. We'll get a decent amount of XP. We'll then run this mission. That'll get us to power level 3, which means then when we accept these missions, we will get slightly more XP, slightly more pay. Positive stuff overall. There's not any base management to do here, right? There's just nothing to actually grab. I've got a little bit of money, so like I can maybe get close on some of this stuff. In fact, I can actually print this file set. Everything's level 1, so level 2 doesn't seem useful here. We'll mint that. Great. Did we get lucky? Let's find out. Yes, we did. We got... Oh, wow. We got something that just straight up dropped, and it's worth 110k. So again, we're getting half payment because of our difficulty levels. This thing is just straight up worth this much money. This came from the hacking, and so that's huge. Now, unfortunately, the amount of money it gives is not quite the right amount. So Potato, right? His favors are 34k each, so I only get 1 favor. I am not letting that much money on favor just to get 1 favor for the Wire Ghost. It's not worth it. So unfortunately, and like I don't need favors from these guys. I don't need it from him. I've already got stuff from these two. So we'll just get highest bidder and make 63 right here. Thank you very much. This one is a bit more reasonable. Potato would sell it for 55, but again, his favors are 34. That's still a lot of money lit on fire. It's not worth it. I'm going to say, hey, let's go make money. I like money. Let's make money. Great. Thank you very much. We can again say, let's see, item blueprints. Can't sell many of them, but we can sell a couple of them. So here's 8k. These are all unsellable because no one buys them. If we look for weapon mods, I didn't get any new ones. If we look for weapons, I think selling this is reasonable. I'm not really going to craft any melee weapons. This, to be fair, might actually be a slightly stronger item than... actually, I should really consider keeping this. So, stun sticks are really good. Even though I said earlier I'm like not going to use melee weapons, the utility of blade active effects is really, really good. So we'll, just look at the basic Song Blade, which is basically the stronger version of our starting blades. And it's like, oh, wow, it comes with 85 pure damage, comes with 64% armor shred, and the active is like 160 pure damage or whatever. But like the utility of having really high reliable damage and really high reliable armor shred is very, very valuable if you can reliably get in a melee range. Now, you often want some kind of, like, coverage, or if you're a cyber sword, you can turn invulnerable for, like, several turns, and allows you to, like, wait in the melee range and just, like, hack at people and just kind of withstand that. It's, like, quite functional, actually. But there's also another kind of sword, which comes with an armor cutter. This is a level 1, right? It's level 2, but I think, like, level 3 or 4 versions of, like, this type of sword, with the armor cutter power slice, will shred more than 1 part of armor. So, like, a Song Blade, I can get, 0.64 EV per strike. I can get 1.45 EV per strike, because this will add on top of that. I will get 1 guaranteed, and I can still roll that. And then this guy, right, you compare the Song Blade to the Elite in terms of damage, and it's like, actually, same accuracy, more pure, less ballistic, or less kinetic. Honestly, probably more damage overall. But what it gains, instead of gaining like this, like, get like 1 more strikes or 2 more strikes worth of damage, it's stun them for a turn and minus 10 evasion. And if you're a cyber sword and you get improved power slice, it improves the stun duration by a turn. Now, improved power slice does nothing to plus damage edge. It does nothing to armor shred edge, but it means your stun is now double duration, which is really, really, really good. And realistically is like the way that you can make melee work without having to just completely chew through a bunch of durability talents. Lets you play with more aggressive talents, lets you have like 2 soldiers for coordinated charge, and still not be too afraid to like run forward and then like the one guy in front of you, you just stun them, and don't worry, your damage per turn in this blunt weapon is incredible. So I'm actually willing to entertain holding onto this and using this on a unit or 2. My 7-Net has good move speed, and especially my Vanguard here comes with baseline good move speed. which means, you know, very willing to be like, actually, she's going to use a blunt weapon, and he's going to be like pistol plus blunt weapon maybe as her like actual like gear setup, and be like multi-class her into cyber sword or something. It's a possibility. I'm not sure I'm going to do it, but it's a possibility. Anyway, there are no accounts to sell. There are no more files to sell. We have 192k though, which is great, which means I want to get my next upgrades going, which means I kind of want Hacking Station 2. I kind of want to upgrade my barracks, although I'm currently building that piece already. The cold storage, actually, let me double check something. Am I blocked by cold storage level? No, those are still missing. Those are all missing. Yeah, I'm not actually blocked. There's no reason to go cold storage level 4 because I couldn't build it if I wanted to. Or level 3 even. But it would take level 4 to get the max file set size higher. So not in a rush there. So it feels like I could try to go Field Ops 3. I think that is very reasonable. Tokens are still every 8 days, but it lets me get level 3 stuff, which honestly pretty useful, right? Add file chips, other types of leverage. Some of these maps will have things like this, where I get active leverage for action points and move points. That's like really valuable. Again, I kind of want my trainer and my detox and my nanofab, right? These are all valuable as well. So the question is like, do I want Field Ops 2? Do I want nanofab? Do I want Hacking Station 2? Like, these are all the considerations I'm making, right? I don't know what I want, like, for sure. I think Underworld Hub 3 is just too expensive. 500k is just not worth it. It also only gives plus 5 legwork. It goes from 20 to 25. I don't really care. It doesn't lower the generation time. Usually 2 tokens is enough. Like, this just is not worth it. But I should make my choice, right? It's like, I know that Trainer and DX is going to be expensive. I know that Nanofab is going to be expensive. And so the question is, do I want to just make this happen now or not? Acknowledging also that I only have 2 scrubbing space left, which means no matter what I'm building, I'm going to need to upgrade my scrubber pretty soon. And so I think the answer legitimately is Field Ops 3. I'm going to build for Field Ops 3, and I know I'm going to need to upgrade Nano Scrubber as well. I'm at max tasks right now, but as soon as this is done and I finish Barracks 3 as well, because we're going to hire the sibling, right? We're going to hire Clementine here as my secondary hacker. That's going to be the requirement. So ultimately, we are underway with all our tasks. I could let 12 hours tick down so I can start another task. That's actually probably correct here, to be honest. We're waiting for that to be done. Yeah, we should wait. We should go 12 hours here. Let me actually do my neurotic save, as always. Let's overwrite stuff, right? We don't care. I'm not doing any saves coming here. This is where it is. I don't know if I have to upgrade it right now, but yeah. I think going here is more correct than starting the barracks upgrade right now. I'm trying to think what's actually correct here. I think it is nano scrubber pieces. I'm gonna do barracks anyway. The reason being, I just want to be able to hire people as soon as they show up, or like have the ability to, and not be like caught between like, oh, it's gonna take a few days and everything else. Just like, I just want it ready. It's maybe not correct, but it's what I feel. So next run, we'll be running Sibling Breakout. I will be trying to break out Clementine. She will have a bench, no problem. This is going to become a SimStream trainer in 3 days, plus all the time it takes to actually put in all of the power and cooling. We're also going to run a brewery incident. Running all those back-to-back, or those 2 back-to-back, means I'm power level 3. And then I will try to have this bodyguard mission, if possible, on a new map, depending on when they release the next new map. And it'll also be power level 3, which means the money and XP gain from that will be better, as we also try to dig out Nano Scrubber 3, SimStream Trainer, SimStream Detox, nanofab, Hacking Station 2, right, Field Ops 3 in the middle there as well, and just kind of get all that stuff going. So that'll be the goal. That's what we're looking for. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.